Hey y'all, Natalie here today, and I have a compilation page for you today. I am going to do a page about my hometown. This is a little spin off of one of the life stories prompts from the Scrap Gals this month. I actually already had this story written a while back. I'm not sure why, but I know it was inspired by one of their podcasts. I kind of walked and wrote it while one of my kids was practicing basketball a while back. And so I finally just compiled a ton of pictures and decided how I wanted to document it. So I have this map that I printed from online. It's just like a very crude map of my city, which is Hendersonville. And then I printed a bunch of tiny square photos of us, my family, all around the city in places that we always go. Our favorite place, that's Lachlan. He's going through and making sure I got all the places. That's my youngest son. And as with most of my life stories, this will be a double page spread. I almost always have so much journaling that I have to do a 6x12 page in addition to my 12x12 page. So that's what I'm doing here. And I have this awesome paper by Paint Fresh Studio with little town buildings and stuff. So I cut a strip of that and I'm going to put it with that grid paper, and I'm going to use it to hold my journaling and additional photos that are not going to fit over on the map page. So this actually took me quite a while and I cut out a lot of it. So I have some twine. I picked yellow to match the yellow buildings and the house paper. And so I'm going to tie the twine around a teeny tiny little brad. And then I'm going to stick the brad in the top corner of a photo. And then I'm going to use that to kind of plot the location of the photo on the map. And they are not going to be super accurate, but they're going to be a ballpark of where the photo was actually taken in our city. And then the ones that are plotted, I will pop up on foam tape and then kind of collage them with the other photos that are kind of taken in the same area. This was not entirely the prompt for the month. The month's theme was talking a lot about home, like your actual house. But I already had this story written because I had talked about how our city is just growing. And I think a lot of people can resonate with this. It's just almost uncontrollably growing right now. And it's a little frustrating because luckily we have a beautiful home that we love and we never want to leave. But it's frustrating for me when I know people who would love to maybe move back home and they can't afford to now because the house prices are all so high. So you can see I plotted all of the ones that I plan to pop up. And I did not put them down yet because I had to keep the map open in order to stick the brads through. But I also am just being careful not to tangle up any of the lines because I have to, stretch them out across the page. It was a little bit tedious, this job, but I love the final look so much. So I definitely would recommend doing it. I did another page kind of like this when I did it's called Anatomy of a Boy Brain. And I plotted a few things and tied them to the boys' pictures. And it was funny, but now I'm just going to trim the little excess ends that I feel like the twine is pretty well secured because it's tied around both ends. And then that map is stuck down. So I have this pop-up tape. This is from Spiegel Mom's Scraps. I will link her store down below. I do have a little bit of trouble pulling the backing off, but that's probably just me doing it wrong. But I won't make you watch all of that, I promise. So this first photo is a selfie that my brother took of all of us on or almost all of us, on my parents' boat they recently got. So our city is called the City by the Lake. So it is only appropriate that we have access to a boat to go out on the lake, which is super awesome now. So I have pictures from the park, from playing at the park and doing sports at the park. And I have pictures of eating at our favorite restaurants. I have pictures of Boy Scouts. I have pictures of the kids with their grandparents who live in Hendersonville. I have pictures of where we go out for fancy dinners for our anniversary. I have a picture of me getting my hair done and the kids dressed up for Spirit Day at school and riding on the Greenway. And I have pictures of us in our home. I'm super excited that I did this compilation and kind of got a little snapshot of everything that we do around our town. We have friends that live in town, so I have a picture of the kids with their friends that we go visit, and another set of my friends who have parties annually that we go to. So I thought this was just a really fun way to show how our city is important to us and how we love it despite its recent troubles. So anyway, back to the journaling. In my journaling, I mostly talk about how I remember going down these back roads and flying over the train tracks in my car as a teenager. And now I live in these back roads, and they're not really back roads anymore. They're very developed. And actually, those train tracks I flew over are closed, unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, actually. And then I say things about how the inflation price of our house, like we just bought in 2018, and how much more it is worth now. And that's so crazy, but great because we're remodeling our kitchen. And so we needed that. But and then also at the bottom, it says things that I really love about this change in our city and things that I hate. And I am not reading verbatim, but basically I love that it brings diversity. I love that it brings new political ideas. I know a lot of people are not a fan, but I like it. And my kids' school is way more diverse than mine would have ever been, even though it still maybe isn't like a ton. It's way more than when I went to school around here. And it brings good restaurants. Not so much great shopping yet. We still need some work on that department. But I also hate some things about it. I hate that camps and events fill up super quick. You can't hardly get into anything unless you're ready to go at that very moment things open, because so many people live here. I hate all of the apartments that they're building. And I hate that the beautiful farmland across from our house has been turned into a neighborhood. But I'm trying to look on the bright side, and we have like a road at the end of our driveway now. And now we'll have a way to pop across the street and like walk on some sidewalks, hopefully, and stuff like that. So I can't really do anything about it. So I'm going to have to embrace it. So for that other page where the journaling is, I did some alphas in my Concord and Ninth double cut dies, and it says where I come from, like that song, you know. It just kind of was in my head. So I did it in yellow to kind of match the other pops of yellow I had, and then I filled the inside in with like a really light blue grid paper that is also from Pink Fresh. So it all really floats, because Pink Fresh, even though they're not the same collections, they tend to use the same palette, and I love that they can all mix and match so well. So I have all of the little photos, and some of the ones were a little like bright and didn't really go with the color scheme. So I did a lot of them in black and white. And so I'm trying to kind of mix and match the colors with the black and white and fit in the journaling. And I like that I had that one bright pink one that kind of didn't fit in like a line. So I'm going to pop it up to kind of tie in the way I popped up a few over on the left-hand page. And then I found these stamps that I have from In a Creative Bubble. They're by Studio Calico. And one says in the neighborhood and one says hometown, which is so perfect. So I stamped them onto some Pink Fresh Studio paper, and I cut them out. And I was going to like tuck this under that geotag. But so Lachlan, who was looking at my layout earlier, found those geotags kind of laying around in my craft room, and he brought them to me and was like, use these on your page. And so I'm like, okay, genius little design baby. But so anyway, when I tried to tuck it under the geotag, it kind of like broke the cork. I don't know if it was just flimsy or if it was old or both. So it's fine, but I do scrape that up a little bit, and I add a different one on there. So you'll probably see me doing that here in a second. But I also popped up the hometown tag again to replicate the pop-ups on the other page and kind of give a little bit of balance there with that pink photo. And then I'm going to add that little geotag there, and I think we're going to be done. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you to the Scrap Gals for the inspiration. I'm going to link down below to where you can find their podcast. I'll also put my affiliate link for a cherry on top if you would like to go shopping. I hope that you enjoyed this process. I really love how this page came together. Let me know your thoughts, and I'd love it if you'd like and subscribe. Bye, y'all.